So hello everyone. Today it's an honor to start a new interview series on the channel for internships at fan companies. And today we have someone from Amazon who recently cracked an internship at Amazon. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि internship किसी fan company में crack करना कुछ केसेस में ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट होता है एज कम्पेयर टू फुल टाइम जॉब. बिकॉज जब आप फुल टाइम जॉब के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे होते हो रेफरल से आपको एटलीस्ट इंटरव्यू तो मिल ही जाती है. बट फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स इट इज इवन मोर डिफिकल्ट टू गेट इंटरव्यूड विद द कंपनी, क्योंकि जब आप अप्लाई करते हो काफी ज्यादा कंपटीशन होता है. और फुल टाइम जॉब में तो यार लिंक्डइन से भी आपको लोग रीच आउट करते रहते हैं. सो इट्स इजियर. सो हाय अक्षत, कैन यू प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ?
Hi, my name is Akshat. I currently have finished my second year at New York University in Abu Dhabi. I am double majoring in computer science and business. I also am studying there on like a full ride scholarship worth about like $300,000. So I don't really have to pay for anything. Other than that, I've been working on like a couple of my startup projects. The one that I'm currently working on is like a new social network for helping college students make new friends more meaningfully rather than superficially through Instagram or Tinder. And yeah, I'm working at Amazon currently. I'm in Dubai. I'm working at their Dubai office as an operations intern.
Brilliant. So can you please share how you prepared for internships at NYU? So NYU top 10 brand names में आता है, हर एक को पता है NYU के बारे में, and especially in Abu Dhabi. So do you think your university prepared you well for the internships, or you had to do lead code like other students? हमारे बाकी बच्चों की तरह आपको खुद ही सारी प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ी कि they gave you everything to prepare for fan companies?
मतलब ऐसे spoon fed तो नहीं था. It was like कि resources थे, but you would have to like take your own steps towards actually like getting prepared. Also, I'm happy that you brought it up, but I'm doing an internship जो business side पे है, rather than an internship which is like programming or software engineering. And a lot of people don't really realize this, that a lot of tech companies offer many business opportunities and like the full-time roles and internships on the business side of tech. तो मैं ज़्यादा incline करता हूँ business side पे as compared to like the software engineering side, and that's why I applied to be an operations intern, which I don't really like. I didn't really have to do any technical rounds, just a lead code ya kuch bhi. So only I had to like first apply through my CV on their job portal, and then I got shortlisted to be interviewed, and then I had two back-to-back interviews. And Amazon has this very different technique where they follow like a specific format, like a star format. Just make you have to like explain the situation, what the target was, then what the actions you took, and what finally the results are. To star ऐसे बनता है उनका. And her question say you have to like point all of those points out. And usually questions past experience से होते हैं. So if you've had any other internships before, I think those help a lot, and I'm pretty sure that's what helped me get the job as well.
Brilliant. And also the factor that आपने minor किया in business, right? You're doing minor in business, right?
No, I'm doing a double major in computer science and business.
Oh, it's a double major. So
Yeah.
like you're doing both the majors. So कैसे classes कैसे distribute होंगी? Because I personally know about major and minor. जो concept अभी इंडिया की universities में add हो रहा है in the next couple of years, because education system announce हो गया था 2 years ago that it is going to be changed. So it's slowly changing as well. So how does double major work, and how it is different from major and minor जो आप बाहर की universities में ले सकते हो?
Right. I think usually तो मतलब it's preferred if you do like a major with a minor, क्योंकि US universities में you get a lot of like general electives जहाँ पे तुम कोई भी class कोई से भी major से ले सकते हो just to explore. But since मुझे 2 majors एक major के path में fit करने पड़े थे, मेरे general electives नहीं बचे थे. मतलब I didn't really get the chance to explore. But honestly, like I have been really passionate towards business and computer science, so I didn't really. I mean, I still got like 1 or 2 classes to explore rather than like 6 or 7, which other only CS majors would have gone. But I think I was happy with my choice क्योंकि मुझे और मतलब business में ज़्यादा deep जाने का मौका मिला as compared to with the like what would I would have been able to do with like a business mind.
So that means आप still 4 years में graduate हो सकते हो even though you are doing 2 majors, correct?
Yeah.
But you're missing out on the electives जो हम एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए क्लासेस ले सकते हैं. जैसे हो गया हिस्ट्री, हो गया स्पेनिश, हो गया वर्ल्ड लिटरेचर, हो गया वर्ल्ड लैंग्वेजेस, हो गया इवन छोटी मोटी जो चीजें होती हैं अनरिलेटेड टू योर मेजर आप जो ले सकते थे वो आपने उस पर मिस आउट कर दिया, करेक्ट?
Ha,
That makes
basically.
sense. Awesome. So now let's talk about how you cracked internship in your second year. क्योंकि second year में काफी स्टूडेंट सोचते हैं उनके पास इतनी स्किल्स नहीं है कि वो इंटर्नशिप के लायक भी हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्वेश्चन फॉर यू विल बी, डिड यू थिंक कि आप रेडी हो टू बी इन अ कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड? आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी ने इतना प्रिपेयर कर दिया था कि यू वर कॉन्फिडेंट टू टॉक टू द इंटरव्यूअर्स कि हाँ यार मैं एक कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में जा सकता हूँ. वर यू रेडी?
I had mixed feelings. Matlab, I didn't know I was entirely sure, but I think I strongly believe कि you should take the jump when you're scared to jump. So I thought कि मतलब क्या पता होगा नहीं होगा, but I mean I've got nothing to lose if I interview. So
I can actually relate very much because I was in a do or die situation. I was like, I have to get internship because I didn't get a scholarship like you. So मेरे लिए मेरी mentality थी कि यार internship से ही मैं अपनी फीस पे कर सकता हूँ. मुझे लेनी थी. मैंने apply करता गया and I was very nervous. But after rejections, 10, 20 rejections, I made it. Now, another question will be, how did you prepare? So, as you said, you chose the road not taken. काफी लोग engineering में जा रहे थे. You chose the road of business to get internship. So, आपने business में apply किया and how did you prepare for the internship?
right, that is a great question. So I think the best way to prepare for business related internships personally is experience. So matlab, even like during my first year, since मेरा college online था, I applied like मेरा first semester में हमें underload करवाया था. मतलब जितनी यूजुअली 4 क्लासेस लेते उससे एक क्लास कम दी थी बिकॉज सब कुछ वर्चुअल हो रहा था एंड स्टूडेंट्स पे प्रेशर ना हो इसलिए. सो आई फेल्ट कि मेरे पास फ्री टाइम था. तो ड्यूरिंग माई फर्स्ट ईयर इटसेल्फ, माई फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर, मैंने इंटर्नशिप्स के लिए रैंडमली अप्लाई करना चालू किया एंड आई गॉट an internship at like a startup in New York, which is like an edtech startup. It's called Millie Group, and they have this good program for like even high school and college students, where you can join any of their teams, and they like you actually work on different projects and you get to understand the world. So that's where I started. That was a business development internship. So you don't really need any past experience. They teach you on the job, and they didn't really care about like my visa status or anything. Since it was unpaid, so that was unrelated, and they didn't care about like where I was based or anything. So that was good. After that, I used that experience to get another internship at the end of my first year of college during the summer at another startup called Fridge, which was a fintech startup also based in New York City. Now this was like a really good startup. I felt like they were growing rapidly. I worked directly with the CEO and the COO. I implemented a lot of different projects. Even though it was in unpaid, I wouldn't have been able to like do any paid internships because you need a visa to do that. I genuinely felt that I gained a lot of experience. And they also have this thing where they decide like an intern of the month. And if you win, you get like a prize. I got like an Apple Watch. I ended up winning that. So it was like a great experience overall. So yeah, I think if you just like try committing to like getting different experiences beforehand. And the second internship at Fridge, it was a product management intern role. So basically I was just trying out different spheres of business. I was pretty sure that I'd want to go into the business side, but at tech companies. So that's where like my major and everything kicks in. And after that, all of these experiences sort of helped me understand that, okay, I know I have some skills. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to learn a lot more. So let's just like start applying. And I think one really important thing to mention here is that it wasn't like the first application I sent and I got it. I'm pretty sure like just for this summer, I have applied to over 90 places. Out of those 90, I got interviews at like 8, 9. And then I finally got like internship roles at 2 or 3 firms. So usually, to be very honest, it is a numbers game. So apply as much as you can.
Very, very impressive. And now let's talk about the preparation. So मैं बताता हूँ, मैंने Amazon में I have failed twice or thrice. I have did software engineering interviews with them, and my experience has been that कि वो बहुत ज्यादा अपने leadership principles पे भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. So that has been the trickiest thing for me, like to figure out which leadership principle to use and to answer that particular question. So उनके 14 leadership principles होते हैं, and I had actually memorized all of them, but still I somehow tricked that round. So वो round के लिए आपने कैसे prepare किया, and how many rounds you had to go through to clear the internship interview?
Right. Okay, so I saw this job listed on LinkedIn, on Handshake, which is also another portal that a lot of US universities use. After that, I went to their website, I polished my CV, applied. So this was the first step. after this, what I tried was so honestly, I cannot emphasize this enough. LinkedIn is a superpower that all of us should be using, because honestly, I think that somehow helped me a lot with getting my foot in the door and getting an interview. So what I usually do is, this is like a trick that I follow, is I usually connect with like every single recruiter or every single person I meet on campus or anything. Like even if they're doing a virtual webinar, I just send them a connection request. I say that it was great hearing from you. And that way I've like sort of tried building a network of a lot of recruiters, and also like a lot of different people from my own university, people from other universities, and also just people like startup founders, all of the people that interest me. I've been sending a lot of connection requests. I think I have over like 2,000 connections right now. So that, and it took like years to actually grow that network. Now after that, I usually like search up whoever's recruiting at the very specific office I'm applying to. So since I was applying to Amazon Dubai, I went to Amazon LinkedIn page. I went to like people. Then I searched Amazon recruiter and I set the location as Dubai. Now I came across a lot of people, and then out of them, if you see, you usually can see a person who's the campus recruiter. I send them a connection request. This somehow accepted it. So we had mutual connections already, just because of the network I already had. And usually people look at how many mutuals you have, so they have like a factor of trust inside. So after that, I found their email from there, and then I emailed the person saying that I've applied for this job. I'm a student here. This is my major. I've worked here, and I'm really interested. Can you please let me know if I can ask anyone to refer me, if there is like a basic referral process or something?
Mm-hmm.
And I attached my CV. Now, I wasn't really expecting the person to reply, but they ended up seeing my message. The cold emailing worked. And then they replied that they liked my CV, and then they've actually referred me to directly go to the interview round. So usually for business roles, it's you apply, and then you usually have to go through like a telephonic round and an assessment round, and then you get to the final interviews. So I directly got to the final interviews because of the chance I was given. And then the final interviews were pretty intense, I'd say, because there's usually two current employees who are working at Amazon in similar roles as you. So basically, initially I applied for the role of a project management intern, and then I interviewed for the same role. And I think like each of the interviews lasted for like 25 to 30 minutes, and they were back to back on the same day. And what they majorly focused on was like how you implemented some of these leadership principles in your previous roles. That's what their main target was on. So beforehand, I think they like used a lot of materials. So I viewed that, and I thought of different situations like throughout my past internships where I've worked on a significant project, and it created some productivity, or it created some impact. I like wrote all of those situations down, all of the outcome or output of my work, and I had like that one place so that I know if I would want to refer to something, I can directly go there. And now after that, they asked a question relating to a specific leadership principle. For example, how have you implemented customer centricity in one of your past roles? So I had a list of things I could go back to and talk about a project where I actually did like a user research. I talked to a lot of people, understood their requirements, and I came back and I changed things about the product. And the outcome was that it was more user friendly, and there was like these numbers that prove it. They usually want numbers, but if you don't, they don't really mind it, but it helps. So this was the overall interview process with these two people. I was nervous, but they were very comforting. They were like very professional. I enjoyed talking to them. And then after the interviews, I'd say around 2 weeks later, I got the phone call, and they told me that they already filled the role which I applied for. So project management intern was already filled for.
No.
But then the recruiter told me that one of the interviewer who was interviewing me was an operations manager, and she really liked me. So they offered me another job as an operations intern. And I felt that was very interesting. I haven't really been in like operations management. So I was like, well, might as well try that now. So that's how I ended up with the role.
Brilliant. So it was a roller coaster journey for you, like acceptance, rejection, and then finally acceptance.
Yeah. Honestly.
So, awesome. And here, okay. So at this point, I really want to share, whenever a student gets an internship, there are multiple factors. There could be referral, there could be luck. I can give you a very easy example of luck. I went to Seattle recently, and over there, there is University of Washington. And I was reading their program for MBA, and it says 30% of the students goes to Amazon, 30% to Microsoft. So location does make a difference. University does make a difference. So what were the luck elements, or what were the privilege elements you had that helped you, like the location, university, and stuff like that? And the LinkedIn connections, that also made a difference, I see.
Yeah, so I think that was LinkedIn was definitely I'd say I wouldn't necessarily say it was a privilege because I sort of built it out over time, so I was able to like utilize it. But more factors that I'd say would like that were privilege were that the recruiter already have heard about my university, so they know NYU Abu Dhabi. I think that actually played a role in the whole process. Also the location. So since it was in Dubai and people usually Abu Dhabi and Dubai are like really close by, so that also played a factor. But I agree that there are definitely these privileges that are there, but also there's one thing that I want to share is that a lot of companies, like since I was like researching about this whole process this summer, there's a lot of companies who actually do not care about like your location or like any of your like college or like anything that comes. They usually focus on very like skill based approach towards interview process. So like and this is more specified towards like the UK or like the Europe region, and a lot of those companies actually fund visas. So I know a couple of my friends who are working in these locations, and usually it's really hard to like go and work in some other country other than your own home country or the country you're studying in because of the visa issues. So it's starting to happen, like countries like Sweden or countries like even Germany, or like they actually are they let out these visas for internships as well, which is very interesting to see.
Awesome. I definitely agree. These companies do not care about location, but they save money because they do not have to pay relocation bonus. So that becomes a factor. Your hard work definitely is the 90% of your journey, how you made it there. And the remaining 10% could be called luck, privilege, कुछ भी कह सकते हो. वो थोड़ा सा आपको jump दे देता है बस.
I definitely agree with that. But if they didn't know, like specifically talking about this specific internship, if they didn't know about like my university, I would have had way less chances of getting accepted. I agree, definitely.
And one thing I just learned from you is that, as you said, you had applied for 90 companies for this summer internship. आपने पहले भी internships की हुई हैं, तो आपने कितनी अब तक interviews की हुई हैं total?
I'd say formal interviews around 8 to 10.
8 to 10. Impressive. और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि किसी स्टूडेंट के लिए आफ्टर 8 to 10 interviews, it is not easy to crack Amazon. मैंने personally 25 to 30 mock interviews की थी. Mock interviews, and I was rejected as well. Even then, it was difficult for me to interview at FANG and getting possibly accepted. So आपने एक्चुअली 10 इंटरव्यूज की थी, बट माय पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस हैज बीन कि कोडिंग के लिए या फिर बिहेवियर राउंड कोई भी राउंड हो, माय रूममेट मेरे रूममेट ने मुझे बहुत इंस्पायर किया. ही वाज आल्सो प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर बिजनेस इंटर्नशिप्स, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट, प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट एक्सेट्रा, जैसे आप कर रहे थे. सो ही शेयर्ड दैट ही हैड टू डू 30 to 40 मॉक इंटरव्यूज. दैट कुड बी अ गेम चेंजर. मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप सीबीएसई बोर्ड के एग्जाम्स देते हो, इंडिया में कोई भी एग्जाम्स देते हो, यू ऑलवेज गो फॉर प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स, राइट? यस और नो?
Yeah, but obviously.
Yeah. Similarly, अगर आप ये इंटरव्यूज दे रहे हो, if you're doing mock interviews for these, they make a huge difference as well. आप फ्री में mock interviews दे सकते हो on stellar peers, जो मुझे अर्पित ने बताया था. On that you can do business mock interviews, जिससे आपकी communication skills की practice हो जाती है. You can figure out the situations. Amazon, Google, किसी भी कंपनी का आप mock interview दे सकते हो. That'll be my tip, because मैंने भी इसी process से भी go through कि मैं पिछले 6 महीनों से निकला हूँ. And any final advice you would have for all the students like willing or who are like also planning to crack FANG internships in their second, third year?
Yeah. डरना मत कोल्ड ईमेल से, क्योंकि बहुत बार रिप्लाई नहीं आएंगे, बट एक रिप्लाई आ जाएगा, उससे भी मतलब थिंग्स कुड चेंज अ लॉट. सो आई थिंक दैट्स वन की पीस ऑफ एडवाइस. Also, if you're early in your college, like first or second year, so there's also a lot of portals like angel.co where you can find a lot of internships that startups post, and a lot of them are usually remote, so you can apply to them and get those jobs, and I think majority of them are paid, so that could also be like a source of side income. So you can use these portals, you can use LinkedIn. try growing out your network in like early on, जिससे कि बाद में तुम उसको अच्छे से use कर पाओ to meet, like to chat with recruiters and other people as well. So I think these would be my key advices. But also I also make YouTube videos, so I have also shared like a lot about my past internships, a lot about my application process. मेरी college application में मेरे क्या stats थे, my extracurriculars, all of that, and I also post like vlogs and stuff. So if you might be interested, it's called Aksharab. You can check this out as well.
Yeah, I'll have the link in the description. Definitely check it out.
Okay,
Awesome.
perfect.
So thank you so much, Akshat. It was a pleasure talking to you. I hope your advice and your journey will inspire a lot of students to make it to their dream companies as well. Thank you so much for joining.
It was my pleasure.